Hello, and welcome to a guide on the League of Legends client. The client is full of things, and if you're new to the game, you might not know what's going on. There's been posts on the subreddit, the League of Legends subreddit, before of like, I don't even know how to start a match. So we're going to go over everything that there is to know, everything you need to know, and sort of the basic functions of the client. The client is buggy sometimes, so, just be aware, but yeah, let's just jump right into it. Before we start, I do make a lot of guides. This is the second or third episode that I have in a guide playlist on just absolute beginner things for people who are getting into League of Legends and are kind of overwhelmed by like the almost 200 champions. So I go over like what's the goal, the purpose of the game, what you should need to know, how to navigate, the client, and then into more basic concept like summoner spells and items and specific champions. Like if you're beginning, what champion should you play? What are the roles? What are the differences between roles? What are the classes in the game? Things like that. So if that's the kind of stuff that you want to learn, this is a good place. So let's just get right into it. Once you open your client, this is what you see, right? This is the home page. I actually don't think you can make it bigger, but yeah, this is the home page. Normally you see some it depends. This sort of homepage can be a lot of stuff, but right now, because Worlds is happening, which is the professional, League of Legends scene, it's China, Korea, like all these different countries send their best teams, and you have, the best of the best competing. This isn't always here. It's only here for a couple, months of the year, so I wouldn't pay too much attention. But if you go to this tab, overview, it's League news. You can see here, TFT developer. We'll talk about TFT later. Song of Nunu just launched. Heartsteel, Gods from New Jeans, and then a couple of skins. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Here's some merchandise you can purchase. Honestly, I never even went to this tab. I don't really buy merchandise, although I do have a Teemo hat, but in general, I don't buy things. Esports. Esports related. This seems to be LCS related. World schedule, the Discord, their YouTube channel, and then patch notes. Patch notes basically tells you what's the new updates, what happened in this. You can see Cassante and whatnot. But yeah, if you're just starting in the game, don't worry about any of this stuff here, honestly. We'll start from the top left. There's the play button, there's the home button, and there's TFT. TFT is Teamfight Tactics. It's a separate game. It's not League of Legends. It's in the League of Legends universe. I don't play the game. I played it once. I wouldn't even feel comfortable talking about it. So there's like a bunch of stuff here. I don't know. You don't need to know it if you're playing League of Legends. If you're playing Teamfight Tactics, that's a separate thing. Moving on, we have your event shop. Events are like seasons. If you've played other games, you'll have like sort of seasonal quests, right? So maybe in the summer season, you'll have, quests that you do and they unlock rewards and you have XP and whatnot, and maybe after a while you can collect items and use those items to redeem gifts or things like that. So this is sort of what the event is. It even tells you here it ends in 3 weeks. It tells you the dates. November 28th is when it ends, and the shop closes December 4th. The event basically just wants you to play more games. These are the tokens. Each event has a different token. I don't know what this is called. I think they just have, I don't even know if they have names to the tokens. But the more you play, the more tokens you get. There's a free path. So I think it's the same path, but if you don't buy the pass, the event pass, you don't really get a bunch of these rewards. So you can see here, I would only get the free ones. So I can get like, this is an icon or is this a emote? I think it's an emote. That's actually a pretty cool emote. You can see there's some free, rewards, but we'll get into rewards later. Obviously, I only played a couple of games recently, so I'm only at level 2. I can click and claim my free 80. How much was that? 80 tokens. You can purchase the pass. So you have, it costs $16.50. We'll talk about what this is. There's a whole pass bundle. Then there's a premium bundle, and they're obviously more expensive. And they use this currency here, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, this is just, the shop. There's stuff that you can use these. You can see I have 80 tokens. I can purchase some keys. I can purchase, some things. We'll talk about what these things are later. Yeah, we might not even talk about it. I don't think they're important. Then you have Clash. Now Clash is sort of like these small scale tournaments that happen every. I actually don't know how often they happen. It's probably in the FAQ here, but they happen quite often. There's a little blurb here about assembling your team, competing. It's usually 2 days, and it's a 5v5 tournament. Just think of it as like a small scale tournament. I played 3 times if I'm not mistaken. This is, I'm assuming, the winners of there's different tiers. I think I've only ever played tier 4. History. Yeah, see, I played 4 times. Or 3, sorry. And then you need a ticket to actually compete. So if you click plus ticket, you can get a premium ticket for 975 RP, or you can use 975 blue essence, or I guess less for a regular ticket. I don't know what the difference is, honestly. I'm not very familiar with Clash. Now you can go to your profile. You can see your rank and whatnot, your challenges. There's little different ways of monitoring progress. They're not very important right now, so I'm not going to go too into depth. Match history is probably the most used feature here. You can look at your games. You can download them, so you can click this button. I had a pretty cool play here, so I'm going to download this, and then if you want to watch it once it's finished downloading, you can click here. You can go through the game. This is ranked. I can check my ranked. I'll actually show you my match history. I have so many defeats. It's crazy. Like, I lost so many games in a row. I was, anyways. This is ranked. Highlights, you can actually click highlights, and this is one of my favorite highlights. Even made a TikTok of this and pinned it because it was very frustrating. But yeah, when you're in the replay file, you can sort of click to highlight a certain area, and it'll show you here, so you don't have to keep going back. And this is like a little new feature they added a couple years ago that shows you some of your stats. That's your profile. Collections are just skins and champions and things that you own. Skins, emotes, runes, all this stuff. You don't have to worry too much about it. Loot, when you play, you get loot. And the more loot you get, the more cool things you can get. You can get these champion capsules. So I can open this, and it has a champion in it. I think you get one every time you level up. I am level 302. There's these hextech chests and keys. You need 3 fragments in order to make a key, and then each one of these keys will open one of these hextech chests. There's like some sort of formula for how often you can get one. I think it's every couple days, and you have to get like very high, like a S or a S plus. I'm not even sure, like a rating on your champion. I just got a skin, Winter Wonder Karma. You can also get champions, so you can see I own all the champions, so I'm just going to disenchant them. But if you didn't own, for example, Kai'Sa, you could upgrade for only, 810 blue essence. Blue essence is sort of the currency. Every time you play a game, you gain blue essence. Think of it as coins, right? So you need 810 coins, or I could just disenchant this. Normally, if I were to go to the store and try to get it from the store, we'll get to that in a second, it would cost a little bit more. If you have a champion shard, you're going to get a discount. You can disenchant and get more coins or blue essence, or you can upgrade. I got a skin. I can use this orange essence over down here to upgrade if I really like this skin. I think this skin, I can't even check if it's a legendary or what. There's like different rankings of skins. It's a legacy content. It's an epic skin shard. I don't really play Karma, so I would probably disenchant it. Or if you have 3 skin shards, you can re-roll them and get a full skin, and it's kind of randomized. These are Eternals. They sort of like a little bit achievements, I guess, for champions. Don't worry about that. You're just starting the game. Just later on, just know that if you play a champion very often, you might want to use your orange essence to get an Eternal, because it tracks like how many times you use this ability, or like there's little quest progress. Then the store. This is where you buy your champions. This is where you buy skins if you like a skin. They use this RP. RP, you kind of have to buy it, or you can get it from Prime Gaming. They might, sometimes their capsules give you RP, but in general, you can purchase RP here, and that's normally, depending on where you are in the world, the amounts and prices differ, but this is what you use to buy skins. And every now and then, there will be, Riot will have certain skins for you. It'll be like 5 or 6. It'll be like right here. It'll be your store. You'll click on it. you'll flip over a bunch of cards, and there'll be super heavily discounted skins of champions that you enjoy playing. There's obviously skins that are always discounted. I own a bunch of skins. The champions you can buy for RP. I own Blood Moon Callista. I used to play Callista in Season 5, and I think I own her from then. Or maybe I got it gifted. Oh, I do own Briar. Interesting. So I'm going to purchase Briar. Ta-da! Now I have all the champions. So I can click show. Oh, it'll show you the price. It's not going to look like this for you. So you're going to have to actually purchase them. New champions are usually 6,300 blue essence. Eternals are what we talked about. Actually, I didn't really talk about the bundles. I think the main thing in the beginning that you want to be spending your blue essence is for champions, right? Like you want to be able to pick champions so that you don't get bent out. So you don't only have 2 champions. There are 10 free champions, and I think if we go back home, you can actually see. Oh, you can't see it. There we go. Free champion rotation. So you can see the champions that you can play for the week, right? You don't have to purchase them. They're going to be there for a week. Akshan, Camille. Oh wow, that's a lot of champions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 of them. 20. Wow, it used to be a lot less. But even if you don't own Gnar, you can play Gnar just for this week. And maybe it's every week or every 2 weeks the champions rotate. So if you play a free champion, you really enjoy it, you probably want to go into the store and buy it. So that's the store here. You can purchase RP by clicking the plus over here. We talked about that. This is your friend sort of console. I can see I have 2 out of 9. I can click down. You can see my friends. I don't actually think they're online. I'm not sure who a lot of these people are, but you can add a friend right here if you know their name, someone you just recently played with. It'll tell you the champion. Maybe you didn't pay attention to what their name was. You can right click and view their profile to make sure it's them. I sent a friend request to this person. I have no idea who that is. Or you could just add their name, like Cloud, right? And then you could click add friend and it'll send a request. You can make a folder to sort of organize. There's more filter options, and then you can actually search in your friend list if you have like a trillion of them. This is where on the bottom right is where your chat is. So you can see I've chatted with a bunch of people. I think they disappear after a while because otherwise I would be scrolling for a while because I've been playing this game since I don't want to say it's been a while. This is your notification tab. It shows you your missions each day. First one of the day you'll get 50 bonus blue essence and 400 XP to level up. And like I said, every time you level up, you get a champion capsule. There's some, I think related to worlds that you can get XP, event XP, which if you're on the free path, you need a lot to get to these next tokens. If you get the pass, this is how much you would get in terms of your progress. There's a bunch of stuff that you can sort of take a look at. This is just specifically the missions. This is the pass. This is the microphone button is when you're in a group. You can click on the microphone, you'll see yourself. You can mute yourself, you can disconnect from the voice chat. And this is to report a bug. It'll open up support, and then settings are up here. You can obviously change whatever settings. The question mark is, I think, another FAQ or support. And then this is to close the client. Now, what you're all here for is to click play. Right? You're here to play. Now, there's a bunch of stuff up here. There's PvP, which is playing against another human. Now, depending on your level, if you're under level 30, you might not have all of these unlocked. TFT, like I mentioned, Teamfight Tactics, not really League of Legends. So Nexus Blitz, ARAM, and Summoner's Rift are what we're going to talk about. Co-op versus AI. Playing against bots, basically. And then training. There's the tutorial, which you probably played if you're new to the game, and then the practice tool, which is extremely useful to practice a lot of stuff. You can pause the game, you can do level up, level down, you have a little bit more, it's sort of like sandbox mode. Then you can create your own custom game, or you can join some custom games that were made. A lot of people have custom games. That's a lot of custom games. Some of these are locked behind a password, so if I want to play just with my friends and I don't want random people joining, I might do that. A long time ago, when there were more, options here, like Twisted Treeline or Dominion, you would have custom game modes, and people would actually name them. Like, for example, no one really has a name here, but it would be like hide and seek, or it would be whatever. There would be like people had their own custom game modes. You don't have to worry about that. Normally, what you're gonna go to co-op versus AI. And you're going to play beginner bots. Once you're get comfortable with the champion, comfortable with the game. You'll go into intermediate. Once you're beating the champions, beating the bots very easily, then you can go into PvP, or you can just skip it. Up to you. Blind Pick Summoner Rift is the name of the map, right? The map that you start playing the game on is called Summoner's Rift. That's the one we're talking about. It's 5v5. You can play Blind Pick, which means once I will create a custom Blind Pick. Blind Pick, confirm. And normally you won't see this just because it's a custom game, but when I click Blind Pick, it means I can pick my champion immediately, right? There's no like waiting. It's not like we're taking turns. I can pick whichever champion. You're not going to see all these champions, obviously, because you don't own all of them, but that's it. I can click quit because it's a custom game. In a normal game, you can't. That's Blind Pick. If I go back here, create custom. Draft mode, that's when we're taking turns. So think of, what's a game that you draft in? I mean, if you play any sports, you know how like you kind of take turns, like player 1, then player 2 and 3, then 3 and 4 and 5. Like we take turns, all random. Just give you a random champion. Everyone gets a random champion. Tournament draft. That's sort of how like the professional game, League of Legends, works. So that's with Summoner's Rift. That's what these four are. Flex queue is when you're playing with 3 or more friends. Solo duo queue is when you're playing ranked by yourself or ranked with a friend. ARAM is probably my favorite game mode. It is I should just load up an ARAM game. So let's go to Howling Abyss. So ARAM is all random, all mid. There's only one lane, so you have to be mid, and it's all random. So I'll go ARAM, I'll create, and I will start the game. Obviously, I'm playing against no one. Randomly, I got Rel, right? There's some extra summoner spells that don't exist in the game anymore, or ones that in Summoner's Rift. It will load you in. I don't have a Rel skin. I've never got one. But yeah, so that's sort of how you get into a game. ARAM is more for fun and pretty quick game mode. So whenever it's ready, we'll get into a game and I'll sort of show you the map. And then I'll show you Summoner's Rift, and I think that's everything. There's Nexus Blitz, which is sort of a custom game mode that comes and goes. Feel free to try that out. That's just more of a fun game mode, but it's not always there, so I don't really want to go into too much detail. The ones that are always there, I've actually never played Nexus Blitz, so the ones that are always there are ARAM and Summoner's Rift. People generally think of Summoner's Rift when they talk about League of Legends because that's the 5v5, like jungle and top and mid and bot, and picking your champion. In ARAM, you can't really do any of that. You're all going mid. You can't pick your champion. It's just, vibe, chill, have a fun game. Although some people do take it seriously, but I feel like less people are heated and angry when you play ARAM. So this is what the loading screen looks like. Normally there's Okay, that was fast. Normally there's 5 on top and 5 on the bottom. So this is ARAM. You can see it's just one lane. There's no top, no bottom, nothing here, and you just have to make it to the Nexus. Obviously, I will not be playing. This used to be so much slower. It used to take forever for you to leave a game, man. Like in Season 5, oh my god. Now, Summoner's Rift, I will create a custom game. Summoner's Rift. And you can add bots, actually. I forgot about that. So I'll just add a random bot. Darius, I can pick from this list. And then I'll start the game. And then you can pick whichever champion you want. This is blind. Let's see. I'll just click the random button and lock in. I don't know why I'm playing. What? When would I ever want Cleanse Exhaust? I have no idea. I'm just going to keep it that way. Here you can see you can pick your ward skin. Oh, that was fast. And then here you'll see your teammates and your enemies. Man, that was fast. This is Summoner's Rift. This is what you think of League of Legends. If you have no idea what's going on here, I have a video that goes into Summoner's Rift and explains what League of Legends is, or what the goal is, what you should be doing when you're playing this game. What on earth? Why are there 3 different lanes? What even is a lane? What is a champion? What are these minions that haven't spawned yet? But in a minute, you will see. I think we saw already. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Yeah. And in 30 seconds, we're going to see, 30 seconds until minions spawn. You can't hear it because I don't really like the sound to be very high. 30 seconds until minions spawn. I raise, raise it sometimes, but when I'm making videos, it's just way too loud for me. So, AFK. If you don't move, the game will think you're AFK and disconnect you. But yeah, that's basically it for the client. There's a lot of settings, but I don't really want to get into that. I think you should be able to navigate the client, and hopefully it makes sense. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm making these guides. I don't know what people don't know because I sort of know almost everything about the game, if not everything. So if you actually definitely not, I don't know Nexus Blitz, so I don't know everything. But if you're new and there's stuff that you don't know and I haven't covered it, let me know. I might make a video about it, or I might just make a Reddit post about it, or respond to your comment, or make a short and reply to you. But I do want to help people learn how to play this game because there isn't that much content on learning the game. All of the content that you see is like, oh my god, 10,000 AP, Gnar guide, and it's like not really a guide. It's them like showing off gameplay while they're playing against people that are much, much worse than them. So I don't think it really teaches you how to play the game. I do want people to learn how to play the game. I'm not an expert, but I've been playing this game since 2009, 2010, something like that. So yeah, I've been playing for a long time, and I'd like to share this experience and share the game that I like with people. So let me know if you have any questions.